Welcome back to a Celtic State of Mind. I'm Paul John Dykes, and once again I'm with Kevin Graham. This is a half-time analysis. Kevin, we're 2-0 down. What's your team talk at half-time?
We started the game well, and there's no denying that, but let's no beat about the bush here. The last 20 minutes of that second half of the first half, we were utterly dross. And it came from beat on, losing a ball, playing a pass in the middle of the park. Just seemed the whole confidence of the team seemed shot straight after that. And we're 2-0 down, we've got a mountain to climb, and it's a bit of a kick of the solar plexus when we're actually having a look to try and get momentum going. And we started off with verve and energy, and the game's loose. The last 20 minutes of the game's turned completely loose, and it suited Sparta better. As soon as they've scored, they've started playing with fear. They've started playing. They've grew into the game. There's no pressure on them whatsoever. They're a team, young side, no pressure. But I don't know. Lennon will probably be in there going, where is the team that were played the first 20 minutes? Where are you? Where are you disappeared to? We never reacted well to going the goal behind, but Moy should have scored and Rogic should have scored just before they scored their second goal.
Yes.
Their second goal was a horrific goal to lose. Where was Frimpong? Frimpong's no in the picture when that ball goes to the back post.
No.
He's
nowhere.
He's caught up the pitch. It's two European, well, especially the second one. The second one's a European sucker punch, isn't it? When you're just looking to get in at half time.
How often have we seen it? Yeah,
aye, we're just looking to get in at half time.
The first one we failed to defend the set piece.
They failed. That was a wild 5 minutes that we had.
I know.
We just couldn't get our act together in that 5 minutes, and we've paid for that. We really have.
Just before the goal, Baines made a great save, and that was his second save of the first half, because he made one in just after 20 minutes as well, Kevin. So I mean, the defence once again has been suspect for Celtic this evening, and that's been the big issue.
I think it's the team defending, not just the defence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the set play, everybody's got a job at a set play, and you look, that ball drops to the back post. Brown's nowhere near the guy that's hitting the ball. Lack salts on the line. That goal that we just the goal that we lost there just before half time. Where's the shape of the team? We're a minute before half time.
That's what we've been commending them for over the last 2 games.
Where's the shape of the team?
I know.
The shape's not there, eh? But I don't think we're out this. I've seen enough in that first 20 minutes to say I don't think we're out this. I think if we get an early goal in the second half, we can come back into this.
Well, in order to get that early goal, we're looking at to change the shape, Kevin. Are you looking to change the personnel at half time, 2-0 down? And I mean, as you said there, you know, Frimpong squares it back to Rogic, and he doesn't get enough on it, does he? But then, you know, it's like the game against AC Milan. You're back in it at that stage if it was 1-1. But, you know, then the sucker punch, the second goal. I just think, looking at that team, they're devoid, again, of some of the same issues that we were seeing before we went into the game against Lille, that we were so critical of before we went into the game against Lille.
The front four haven't really played, have they? Apart from the first 20 minutes, the front four haven't really...
Pass marks for Laxalt in the first half, Kev. Ryan Christie's done a lot of work, but hasn't created much. I think Frimpong has created a couple of chances. Rogic in dispatches, but not enough on a European night. You've got to be more involved.
It's flashes in the middle of the park where it's not hurting anybody.
Exactly.
It's great to watch. It's brilliant if you're 2-0 up, but no when you're trying to go goals up. We were decent, we had decent energy, but the goals just sucked that right out of us, and we looked completely unsure of ourselves. If I was Neil Lennon, I wouldn't change anything. I think you need to try to build up the confidence of that side that's in there. It's obvious that he's gave that side a chance to prove themselves again after their great performance on Sunday. You have to give them another 5-10 minutes as well to try and bring it on. I still think we'll score. If we score the next goal, I think it's really, really game on for us.
Oh, it will be, Kevin, but I think in the first half I've not seen enough to suggest that the way that team is shaped up in the first half with 4 at the back, something that we've all been quite happy with over the last couple of games. You know, if you don't change that, I think it's more of the same. We're now kind of heading towards our 3rd home defeat in a row, if you think about Rangers and AC Milan. So not an accolade that you want to to have your name against. But there is an opportunity, I think, at half time. I don't think we wait 5-10 minutes, Kevin. I think we've seen enough in the first half to see that this isn't working and you need to make that change. If that is the case, what change do you make? Do you go to a back three?
I don't think we've got the personnel to go to a back three. I says that before the game.
You bring on El Hamid.
You could bring on El Hamid
Yeah.
for Frank, maybe move Frimpong further up.
Take off Rogic. You could shuffle the pack. I just
shuffle.
think you go in there very much like in the first half, Kevin, and they've dealt with us without any real issue.
The game lost all shape after as soon as Beaton played that ball into the middle of the park, the game lost all shape, and it suits Sparta better. And we haven't, and as you say, over the last couple of games, we've had a shape, we've had a purpose. The last 20 minutes of that second, the last 20 minutes of that first half there, we didn't have any of that whatsoever. So the coaching staff can either be going in there, putting an arm around the team and going, look, go back to that first 20 minutes. There's chances here for us. We've had a big chance with Moy. We've had a big chance with Rogic. There's chances there for us, but we need to keep it calm. We need to actually get. We shouted just after we lost just before we lost the first goal. We need to put our foot on the ball here. We need to stop this game going from end to end. It was a very. The ball was bouncing everywhere. There doesn't seem any shape to the game whatsoever.
There was no control. I don't think Celtic had control of large parts of that park. Kevin, you've got Laxall on the left-hand side. The only player for me that gets pass marks. Jock Sporting via YouTube, well, that wasn't how it was supposed to go. Team looked really flat. Absolutely. I mean, it's night and day. Kevin, you've got your 60 minutes to hold on to against Lille, who I think took the lead against AC Milan in the first half tonight. You then beat Aberdeen. You're into the potentially the promised land of a quadruple treble, 90 minutes away from it. And then we're served up this once again at home. Stevie Cairns back to looking disjointed. Absolutely woeful after a bright start. It was a fairly bright start, Kevin, but I just feel that there's been mistakes made in the past where things have had to be changed and they've not been changed soon enough. You've got to make those changes at half time sometimes. And I think, although it's not typically what Neil Lennon will do, if you want anything from this game, you've got to make the changes now.
I would give it another 15 minutes. I would. I think there was enough in that first 20 minutes for us to cling on to. Maybe I'm just clinging on to being overly positive here. I fear for Beaton, because that boy's got the beating of him now. After he made that pass into the middle of the park, the boys went by him a couple of times. We just seem unsure of ourselves. McGregor and Brown seem unsure of themselves. We'll have to get back in there, get back on plan, get back the energy and score the next goal.
Well, I'm not convinced. I've got to say, I'm not convinced that we can go out with the same game plan, because it's not worked. And I think that's one of my biggest criticisms in Neil Lennon all season, which obviously culminated in the 3-3 at Aberdeen. When we went 3-2 up, you've got to manage that game out. You've got to make the changes, Kevin. You've got the upper hand. Doesn't mean to say you rest on your laurels. There's been occasions in the past where we've got back into games and we've failed to actually capitalise on it. And I just don't think that going back in with the same shape and the same personnel is going to craft open chances against this team, who, by the way, they're depleted. They're coming over here as a depleted side. That was all the talk leading into this game. 6 or 7 first teamers missing through injury and illness. Yet they've strolled it. Let's be honest. I mean, the 2 shots that we've mentioned, El Yunusi's one, I think they maybe just clipped the bar or just over the bar after an excellent through ball. And then, Frimpong onto Rogic. Yeah, it was a half chance more than anything, because Rogic should have put his foot through it. Mm-hmm. We've not really concerned their defence all that much. I mean, other than that, if we had another shot on target.
No, that I can remember, but it's 2 big chances for me. The Moy chance and the Rogic chance are 2 big chances. You're saying that they're a young team. We're getting the last 20 minutes of that first half there, we're getting schooled off their youth side. Basically, we're getting schooled off their reserves. And I want to see that 11 given a chance to get us back into it.
I don't think it's as easy as that, because I think that's been one of the biggest issues of this season. They're looking so disjointed in that first half, Kevin. I just don't know where are you going to get that from? Who's actually going to get a grip of this and actually make that difference, do you think? Because there was signs, obviously, like Salt's playing well, but you know, he's up against it if El Yunusi's having one of his 4s rather than a 9.
You've got to have a look at the guys that have dug us out before, like Salt, Christie, Rogic. They're the 3 I would be looking for, and even Eddie. Eddie's been awfully quiet, so it could be a thing we change, but I would maybe bring on Ayeti. That would maybe be my first change.
David Crines mentions via Facebook, Kevin, that Lennon got the starting lineup correct and the players have massively let him down.
Can I disagree with that? Can I disagree with that whatsoever? I think the players have massively let him down since the first goal. Since we've lost the first goal, the players have massively let him down.
Ken Walsh, welcome back to the show, Ken. And you're commenting on YouTube. We're almost ready to go back to the action. And Ken agrees with me, Kev. Can't leave it past 55, 60 minutes to make the changes, in my opinion. He should make them now. You've got an opportunity to reshape that side at half time. I'd be taking Rogic off. If you want to go, listen, we're chasing the game now. If we want to get anything from this. 4 at the back, I think it's looked pretty flat, Kev. You go back to the 3 at the back. On this occasion, I'd be bringing on El Hamid for Rogic, reshaping it that way. It's just been very flat, and as one of the viewers said earlier on, disjointed. In order for that to change, I think we need to make those changes.
The coaching staff have got a massive decisions to make here at half time. I don't think they will. I think they'll give it 5 or 10 minutes, and I would give it 5 or 10 minutes as well. I feel that the coaching staff got the starting 11 right, and you need to give that starting 11 a chance to dig us out of it.
Well, Kevin, let's go back to the second half, and hopefully we will be able to get out of this, because at the moment we are facing our 3rd defeat at home, and I think it's been a long time since that happened at Celtic Park. So thanks everybody for joining us. We will be back at full time for a full time reaction. Thank you, Kevin Graham, for joining me on A Celtic State of Mind.
Cheers.